Yes, and before we start, I would like to mention that requirements exist on every IT project. I can't imagine any IT project without requirements. I had 10 different projects, and there were any type of requirements, any documentation which describes some specification on each of these projects.
Yeah, so requirements can be different, but still they are very important. And today, like our task, our idea is to find answers to three very important questions. Why do we need requirement analysis? When it would be great to start doing it? And who is responsible for requirement analysis?
Yes, and let's start maybe with the main question. Why do we need this requirements analysis? Why do we need to perform them? What do you think about this, Ludmila?
Yeah, maybe if imagine that the project is a house and our customer wants we to build him a beautiful house, we should have kind of description. What does it mean? A beautiful house. And maybe following this description will guarantee that we will build the house that our customer, our final users will definitely like. So following these requirements is like a must. But to follow them, we should be sure that we fully understand the requirements, that these requirements, descriptions are understandable, complete, and so on. So why, I suppose, this is the main reason is to understand everything correctly and to fill in the gaps, if any.
Ludmila, you forgot about the main reason. We're testers. Why we need to perform requirements analysis? Because we need to find bugs anywhere, every time. Wow.
Yeah,
so
this
the
is,
main reason
this is
I
the
think,
first chance to find the bugs.
Yes. So the main reason is to find the problems in any documentation we have in the requirements. So to start as early as possible. And what do you think? Is it possible to skip this requirements analysis in our software testing lifecycle at all?
It sounds like not a bad variance in theory, because if your business analyst, for example, is very experienced and you're like a junior tester just having a fresh start on the project, of course you maybe feel like he possesses maybe a huge amount of knowledge you haven't got, but still you should understand that requirement analysis is not only about finding some illogical moments and great bugs and so on, but that's also about understanding the product that's going to be created. So of course you can trust your business analytics, but still you should analyze to look through, even for yourself, to understand the product, to check that everything is full and clear.
Yeah, agree. And here as I always tell you, that we should remember that we as a testers are not one people or one person, one tester on the project, but we have other teammates, developers, business analysts, others. So we need to have like common vision, one picture to understand how to implement the feature in one way. Ludmila, can you provide any example from your real life?
Yeah, actually, when we've got a new feature at my previous project, and it was just like a little section that wasn't clarified during the meeting devoted to clarifying the requirements. And we've decided that, okay, that's maybe not so important. And the developer who is going to be responsible for coding this part was missing. Okay, he will review the meeting and so on. But when the development ended, it was found out that he developed the application, but using his ideas. He thought that it would be logical to change something, to do something in the way he'd like to do it, and our actual result was far away from expected result that was set by our customer. So I suppose the common direction is a very good point.
Yeah. So let's move on and answer on the next question. When we should do requirements analysis? What do you think on this?
Yeah, so I suppose you remember that one of the testing principles that early testing saves time and money, and requirement analysis is like the very first step in software testing life cycle. So this is the earliest possibility to start saving customers time and money, because only finding bugs on this stage is really professional for the project team. So the earlier you start testing, the better.
Yeah, and we learned this testing principle and rules in our previous sprint. And I think you should remember that this is not a simple theory. These rules are really important to be implemented on your project. You should follow them because they really help you to work better. And they really saves time and money. So
yeah, and can guarantee the best quality your team can give to the created product. So yeah, when as early as possible. So when requirement appears, this is time to test them.
Verify, yeah, to analyze them. And the next question, who should do requirements analysis?
Okay, again, you may think the junior testers cannot do requirement analysis. Maybe they haven't got enough knowledge on this topic. Maybe this knowledge like a bit more theoretical. But on a real project, sometimes you need this like fresh sight on your project, like a very usual question that usually missed by experienced testers, like minimum and maximum lengths of the field, validation of the field. That's like something very common for experienced professionals, but for juniors, that's the very first questions to be asked. So I suppose all the testers, despite their experience, should take part in requirement analysis.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, don't forget about other teammates, as Ludmila provided that good example, that all the team should be included in this activity, should participate in meetings, so maybe it can be in a written form, in the form of emails, but everyone on the project should be included in requirements analysis.
Yeah, maybe different specialist has their own look on the requirements. Yeah, business analysis specialist will come and check if the requirements cover the business idea. Is it useful from the point of our customer? Is it beneficial for our final users and so on? Then the testers will come and they will say that some information is missing, please add here and so on, and here is a bug, some inconsistency and so on and so far. And then the developer will come and say, okay, the requirements is great, brilliant, and so on, but it's impossible to do it. So I will tell you how we are going to do it in the real life. So,
wow, this is also a good note. And I would like to also mention that we, as a functional testers, represent end users of our application on the project. So when you read the requirements, when you analyze them, also don't forget and always remember about who will use our application? Is it suitable for them? Is it good for them? So everyone should perform this requirements analysis because it can be done from different points of view.
Yeah, and I've heard that while performing requirements analysis, testers like have a system look on the requirements, because developers are usually coding just like parts, features, and so on. So they just haven't got the system look on the requirements. So while testing particular features, I mean testing requirement, yeah, for these particular features, testers have opportunity to identify how these features will be implemented into the whole system. So that's very important too. And still, the common direction, we should be in touch, stay in touch with all our team members.
Yes.
And still,
to perform requirements analysis, the whole team. Absolutely agree. But Ludmila, I think that we forgot about the main question. How to do this? How testers should perform this requirements analysis?
The very important question is how, but I suppose this is like the topic for another discussion, because that's a lot to say, about requirement analysis from the approach how. So let's stop at this, and still you're welcome to join and to follow us to know how to test the requirements.
Join our social media and watch our next videos. Bye.
Bye.